Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I am Lou Mongello. You are my friend. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight live here on Facebook. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to join us every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. right here on Facebook. And turn on notifications because you never know when I might be going live or where from. Let's be honest, Food and Wine Festival is now in full swing. It's a matter literally of time before I get there and start broadcasting from there. Welcome to everybody who hopped into the box super early, already sort of getting comfortable, getting your snacks, seeing everybody pop. Wait, is that Dave Felipkowski, a blast from the past, popping in? Long time no see, brother. We've got to fix that soon. Charlie, Melanie, Stephen Conti, Lisa Nero Glasser. Wow, it's like a little mini Momentum reunion already. Carrie Zaray, it was so nice to finally meet you at the Indie Disney meet, which now seems like it was eons ago. Andrew, what is going on? Dylan Gamble, Mark Thompson, Kevin Harrington. Looking forward to seeing you, hopefully, at Momentum. We'll get those last little details worked out so we can make all that happen. And Pete Bush, always a pleasure seeing you, my friend. Always good people doing great things. Pete Bush is a great example of that. Corey Bassett is watching. Dude, I am so happy that you are home and safe. Andrew Prince, blogger extraordinaire over at WDW Radio. Vicky Guppy, all the way from like far, far away, like farther than Animal Kingdom. Like that's what I mean when I say far. Jesse, Bonnie. Yeah, so good to see everybody. Jim Orahowski, always nice to see you. You're always like first in the box, first one to share, and you very much were part of the reason why we did the show that we did this week about moving to Disney, part uno. I don't know how else to say one. Part one of our I promise it's probably only going to be 2 parts. We had a lot to cover, and I know Jim and you and so many other people have emailed me over the years about this, and I appreciate the wonderful response that we've had to it. A lot of great conversations going on. It seems like even from people that I had not heard from, this is something that is on a lot of people's minds, a lot of people's wish lists or dream lists. Hopefully we could help by doing the show. Made that dream a little bit closer to a reality. So if you like that episode, and I hope that you do, you know what I'm going to ask you to do. Right now, tomorrow morning, or both, do me a favor. Share that out with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, wherever. And don't forget, I want the conversation to continue about this show and any questions you have over at the Box People group. So if you guys are not a member of the Box People group on Facebook, that's really where I want the conversations to happen, and judging by some of the discussions going on today, they already are. Alex Mayer, far and away, the most talented artist over at what was formerly known as the Disney Design Group. I don't know what you guys call yourself now. You're the people that do all the hard. If you like merch and pins and stuff like that, thank Alex Mayer. He invented it, like the Phoenicians. Alex Mayer is the Phoenicians of Disney merchandise. That's probably a bit of an overstatement, but you get what I'm trying to say. Erin Van Quill says hello. Wait, I have to see this in the thing. I've got to share this. Oh, I'm trying to look. I'm now looking at it. I added another screen to my, wait. She just said hello from, I can't find it. She just said hello from Mendenhall Glacier, one of my favorite locations on the planet. Raise your hand if you've been there before. Raise your hand if you want to go back, because I absolutely most definitely do. We certainly could have talked for so many more hours about it. Listening back to the show, as I have been doing over the last couple of days, in the few minutes that I spend in my car, I've been thinking about other things that we could have look, we could have done an entire show about the school system, and I think that's, and you'll hear, spoiler alert, in part 2, I suggest that after everybody's had a chance to listen to both segments, I know a lot of questions are going to come up. I think we're going to do a live show Wednesday night. I'm going to try and gather that gaggle of freaks and lunatics and self-admitted crazy people. I am convinced that there's at least one crazy person legit in that group. We will get together and we'll do a live Q&A. This way you can either call in with questions or type in with questions or write in with questions or however it is you want to propose your question. This way we can get your questions specifically answered. Stephanie Perry Bullock loves the Phoenicians. Not sure why. Not sure why everybody loves the Phoenicians as much as they do. I'm not really sure that they invented the alphabet, but that's another question for another day. But Linda Lammers just joined the nation. I've known Linda Lammers for ages. You've always been part of the family. Now you're part of the nation family. So welcome. Hola. That's the extent of my Spanish, by the way, from Marysville, California. It just sounds warm and lovely. Maria Riboli says, talking about freaks, I'm here. Ciao. I may or may not have been talking about you, Maria Riboli. She's, just so you know, she's the one with the accent. You may remember her from such shows as the Italy episode. So yeah, and Maria, I'm happy you're here because one of the things I want to talk about tonight is something that we all just attended. It seems like ages ago. It was 3 nights ago. I'm not usually used to staying up that late either. One real quickly, Anthony Mollet, am I getting the Spider-Man PS4 game? I don't have a lot of time on my hands, Anthony Mollet. However, 2 years ago when it was first supposed to come out, my family bought it for me for Christmas. So I believe that my 2-year-old Christmas gift will be coming in via Amazon tomorrow. It's just a matter of trying to find time to actually get around to playing it. I'm hearing good things already because I am Spider-Man. Look, Maria, there's your thing. I am Spider-Man, and I was Peter Parker, although my daughter's Mean Girl outfit got way more attention at the Halloween party, which is fine. I did not need the love or validation as much as she did. It's time for another fried oyster po' boy. Mike, isn't it always time for a fried oyster? That's where I think we have to go back to. That's where I think we need to do another group trip to. I think maybe we'll throw a running event in there as well, but I think we need to go back to New Orleans. That was without a doubt one of my favorite trips ever. Maria's accent is awesome. And Jason, she fakes that accent. That's total. She sounds like she's from Staten Island normally. That whole Italian thing is completely fake. So, Clay Green just finished the episode from this week. So informative. Thank you so much again. I invite you to please share it with your friends and invite them to listen as well. There is another episode, another segment coming next week. I just saw somebody else say, wait a minute. Jeremy Goff, I did see that you just joined the WDW Radio Nation family the other day. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you and everybody who is part of our incredible WDW Radio Nation family. You guys not only help keep the lights on here at WDW Radio, but there are some pretty cool perks and rewards, and those of you who are able to get into our tower event via the nation know that getting early access to some events definitely helps as well. But check out WWRadionation.com to find out more. Kelly Williams Bagby, a lot of new nation members this month. My list is way over there, or else I would start calling you all and saying thank you. But yeah, a lot of new nation members, so thank you to everybody who signed up to be part of our nation family. So I see there's conversations about flying fish, and I don't know what it is or how I missed it, but I haven't actually been since they've done the refurbishment. So it's been years. Before Blue Zoo, and obviously eventually Boathouse, Flying Fish was far and away my favorite restaurant on property. I need to, again, finding somebody to help me do a live review of Flying Fish might be somewhat challenging. But I'll see it. Salt your water when it boils. That's the only, Maria, just so you know, that's the only cooking technique I actually know, because the only thing I know how to make is pasta and the many derivations of such. Although I make a pretty mean pasta, peas, and onions, because it's just pasta, peas, and onions, and that's it. Those are the only ingredients. And you put a little cheese on top, Yahtzee, you're done. But Stephanie, they love the water balloons. Thank you very much. So Stephanie was kind enough she not only gave me a present at the Indie Disney Meet, she made us all a present at the Indie Disney Meet. And again, thanks to all of you that I either met there for the first time or saw again. I've already been talking to Aaron about coming back next year for the event. And if you have never been before, it is a phenomenal time. More importantly, it is a phenomenal time that is attended by incredible people. So, let's see. I'm willing to sacrifice the time to fly. It's funny when I mention dining reviews, everybody wakes up. So We got to do dining review. I have a lot of things. I have lists of many things to cover for the show, plus the thing that's on that wall, which I had to actually take down because there's somebody downstairs, and just in case they come up here, I can't. Melanie Jones says, I was thinking how much Terry and Maria sounded like. It's hard. It's very difficult to separate the two because they do sound so much alike. But, and I'm not sure if she is here tonight, Nikki and the aforementioned Maria and the aforementioned Lisa Donato Glassner were all with me this past weekend for a very cool, very unique event at the Edison in Disney Springs, which I have still not yet done a full live dining review, but it was a Gatsby evening, which I had heard about for a while and really didn't pull the trigger, honestly, until that day. And you could tell because I was scrambling around trying to find somewhat of a 20s themed outfit. Who bought the best salted meats to that meeting? Oh, my gosh. Oh, by the way, Maria, the tarals are awesome. I like the big ones, the real crunchy anise ones. Now that you've got me thinking about those again, I have to go back and try and see where I can find those around here. Again, tough to find really good Italian food here in Florida. Listen to part 1 of the show, and you will see exactly what we're talking about. Mike Larmoyou, Mike Larmoyou, welcome. Becky Meg, wait, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's have a round of applause. Welcome back, Her Royal Highness, Her Majesty. Words fail me to welcome back Becky Menken from MEI Mouse and Travel, who has been traveling around the globe. If you've been following her wonderful little adventures, but she's back, and we're back in full swing, and we are counting down literally the days to our too many logos and stuff all at the same time. Counting down the days to our e-ticket event in just a couple of weeks. For those of you who are participating, I have also been working on the quest. It is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to tell you it's going to be challenging, so bring your A game because you are going to need it. But as I was saying, we were talking about the Gatsby event at the Edison, which was sort of advertised as the glitz and the glamour of the 1920s and flappers and Gatsby inspired suits, and that's exactly what that event was. And I love the 20s and 30s and 40s. I know I sound like an old man, but because I kind of am. But I love the music. I love the dress of that period. So I after I sort of realized I was able to go, I seized the opportunity to be able to get dressed. I love, not that I get a chance to do it very often, but getting to dress to go out, whether to dinner, to a party, is something that is a bit lost, especially depending on where you are. So it was neat to be able to do that. But I did, before I sort of get into talking, I threw together a very, very quick, let's see if I can pull this up, a very, very quick little recap video of our night at the Gatsby evening at the Edison. So it was an absolute blast. As you saw from that very quick video, everybody, bar none, every single person was dressed like it was the roaring 20s. Guys in suspenders and Gatsby hats and full-blown suits and tuxes. Girls in ladies in period dresses with the headbands and those long, weird, funky, penguin-looking cigarette-smoking devices. it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. I did see somebody ask where the ladies got their dresses from. I'm going to leave that to Maria and Lisa, who can speak to that. I was running around on a Sunday night trying to find clothes that fit because they weren't any in my closet. You shrink all my clothes. That's why she shrinks all my clothes. That's why. It's not because I'm gaining weight at all. But Maria White, it is so nice to see you. We're just talking about, you just missed the video that I made about our night at the Gatsby evening at the Edison, and just what an amazing time we have had, how everybody was dressed in period attire and seemed to really, even before they walked in the door, there was this neat energy even outside, with sort of that having the stanchions up and sort of getting to go into this special event, and everybody sort of watching people dressed up and photo opportunities and folks on stilts and the champagne dress lady. And I will tell you, spoiler alert, it is something that far exceeded my expectations, right? So ticket prices were $75. I really didn't know a lot of what to expect. There was champagne, there was entertainment, live music. I will tell you, and so the house band, the Pearls, was killer. And the DJ, waka waka wah, clearly read the Lou Mongello DJ handbook from 1990 and then went out and learned how to do it on his own after. But I will tell you, the entertainment, the energy, the service, the food that was passed around, I figured, well, maybe there'll be one round of past appetizers. There was appetizers being served all night long. Like Lionel Richie would sing, and I would if I was in the shower or my car, all night long, past hors d'oeuvres of deviled eggs, shrimp skewers, I think it was like a prosciutto wrapped asparagus. God, I don't remember what the other ones were. Specialty cocktails, as well as access to the full menu. It was a phenomenal event. There was also photo opportunities throughout. There was tap dancers. There were aerialists. There were stilt walkers. There were photo stations set up so you could sort of get your photos with either period hats or just with some, as you saw in the video, some of the flappers. Maria says the music, the dancers, the actors were top notch. I was truly impressed, as was I. Again, not knowing going in what necessarily to expect, and that's one of the reasons why I went live when I was there, to give you a sense of the feel. And I think that's what happens is when a new event, especially something like this, which is so different and so somewhat very unique as opposed to anything else that's offered, you don't know what to expect, and then you say, well, maybe this is, I'm not really sure if we should go. I will tell you, the event was sold out, but it wasn't oversold. And what I mean by that is we were not packed in there like sardines. There was room to maneuver. There was room to stand, to sit, to dance, to wander around. And I love that as well. So I was saying as the night went on that I thought the $75 price point was an absolute value for what you got, not just for the entertainment and the ambiance and the experience, but for the cocktails, for the past hors d'oeuvres, and just the overall night that we have. I think it began at 7:30. I think we sort of, waddled our way out of there around 1:15, 1:30. So it was a late night for Lou Mongello. I'm still recovering because it's normally way, way past my bedtime. Amanda says, I would love to go to a Gatsby event, one of my favorite books. And the thing that I loved about it, Amanda, is this was the perfect event to kick off something like this because it fits so well into the theming. It was made for the it was made for the Edison venue, which again, if you haven't been there before, very much has that wonderful story and theming to it, much like everything at Disney, but very, very deep in terms of details and elements on the wall. Even the way the cast members and even when events like this are not going on, some of you never know who you might find wandering around in there as well. Jeff, I didn't get a chance to talk to any of the bartenders, but I will tell you, and Maria or Lisa or Nikki, I don't remember what our server's name was, but she was awesome. Like, she was phenomenal, super, super attentive. We never sort of found ourselves looking for, can we get somebody to get us a drink or get us food? There was an abundance. Like, for Lou to be turning away food, there had to be a lot of it. And it was wonderful. So that was the thing I was really impressed with. Maria says, I have to say, for those money better spent, not a dessert party in the parks. You got so much for the money, and truly everything was done with so much care. I agree 110%. And actually, if you know what I'll do, why don't I do this? Maria or Lisa, if you want to call in, so if you guys, I'm gonna pop the number up here. But if Maria or Lisa want to call in to actually discuss it, I don't know either of your phone numbers, but I'll look for it as you guys call in. Let me know what you think. And the other thing I want to let you know, too, is, and I'll let you in on a little bit of a secret. When I said that this was the first event like this, a little birdie may have told me that it is the first because there are more to come. And look for other themed events happening every month at the Edison starting next month. And I think I'm allowed, because I kind of asked a couple times to be sure, that next month's event is going to be a Halloween event. So imagine, again, adults only at the Edison, dressed up late night for Halloween. There are going to be some very special entertainment and theming to it that I'm not going to spoil for you. But they are going to start doing these every month. So think about the theming opportunities: a Christmas party, a Valentine's Day dance, maybe February, like a Mardi Gras type of thing. Who knows what they might do? But I will tell you, I will absolutely be back. So Mike Vidal, I did broadcast when I was there. I'm hoping this is Maria because I don't know your phone number. Hey, it's Lou. You're on the air? Hello?
Hey, it's Maria.
Hey, Maria. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry. I was looking at my computer and there's a delay and I was like, wait, is it me?
It's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me.
Always.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Long day, but I'm glad that I'm getting to chat with you and everybody right now. So
I as well. And I'm happy that you, and I know Lisa was in here too, because I want to get your thoughts. You actually left before we did, which is surprising because I'm usually like the old man in the room. But first of all, what I loved was literally, Maria, everybody else in that room, you were very much dressed in your period attire. So tell me a little bit about when you saw the event, what it was that drew you to it, and then some thoughts about the event as a whole.
It's funny because, I remember seeing something similar in New York, and I didn't have a chance to attend. And so when I saw it here, and I was like, ooh, wait a minute, I think I can make this happen. And as you said before, I'm the same. I love the era. I love the dresses. There's something about it. It's just so charming, and all the Hollywood to me. I really, really love that. So I think I sent you a message, and I was like, okay, they're doing this. We have to go. And somehow at the end, I think all of us, we put together everything at the very last minute, literally the last day. And so personally, I know, I have this little black cocktail dress that every woman has in their closet. And I used that, and I just got a bunch of accessories from Amazon, and I put that together, and that was my own costume. But you're right, everybody was dressed in beautiful dresses, and I was so impressed with that because I was thinking about it. I was like, I wonder how, if people were really going to go all the way out for this and really put on dress. And they did, and they look stunning. So I really, really loved that. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
the guests, as much as the environment and the cast members who were there, made that, it gave that a certain feel to it, which I loved. There was nobody walking around in jeans or shorts and flip-flops. Everybody was dressed up, and you sort of felt like you stepped back in time or you stepped into the Great Gatsby. And some people went all out, but even beyond that. So tell me about your thoughts in terms of the entertainment, the food, the I may or may not have seen you on the dance floor, like, a lot.
I will deny everything. So I have to say, like, I went in and there was a tiny part of me that was, the jaded New Yorker that was like, I don't know if the entertainment is going to be that good here. I walked in with that attitude, just a slightly touch of that. And I was blown away. The dancers were amazing. The choreography was spot on. They were so good. And everybody from the actors just walking around in the room, you mentioned the DJ and the band. There were a couple of moments that I was listening to the music and it was the live band and I was like, wait.
You couldn't tell if it was the band or the recording.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They were so good. Like they were so good at also really getting the crowd going and, having people there on the dance floor, just enjoying the whole night. The dance floor was packed the whole night, just people having fun. They also had like small moments, as you were saying, acrobats. There was this beautiful, gorgeous actress and she was strapped from the ceiling and they had like a champagne toast. So she had a bottle of champagne and she was pouring champagne for everybody. It was really beautiful. I thought it was absolutely so well done. I enjoy, I would go every month if they do it every month. It was fantastic.
Yeah, we were talking about that. And as we were sort of getting a little hints about what might be coming in the future, I'm like, okay, now there was no question in my mind that I would go back because I had such a good time. Obviously, it's adults only. It's 21 and up. There's themed cocktails. There was, like I said, there was an abundance of food throughout the night. And between the house band and the entertainment and the DJ, who was like awesome, I had a blast. I had way more fun than I expected to that night, which is why I waited till the last minute. I'm like, I'm not sure. I didn't know if I could go first timing wise. And then I'm like, my couch is really, really comfortable, but I'm so happy that I did it.
Yeah. And if I remember correctly, I saw you on the dance floor a little bit.
No. I was just Shut up. I was just videotaping. There was no dancing to be had. If you have video, you're in trouble, woman. But yeah, it was great. It was really, really good, and I look forward to what they have coming up in the future.
Yeah, same here. I think this was probably obviously a test for them as well, and they aced it. I thought it was fantastic. They also had, I don't know if you already mentioned it, they had the little like red carpet outside, and people were able to take pictures. So you felt very special from the moment you walked in. And they also at the end, they had the little flask as a little gift, a party flavor for people to take home. So I feel like for the money, we got so much. And that's why I was saying, like, I would spend this money on another event at their place in a second more than, again, a dessert party in a park.
Right. Value-wise, right, without a doubt. Yeah. Value-wise, I'm not saying that they could charge more, but we very much felt early on like this was, without a doubt, worth the $75 price.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We got a lot out of it. Yeah.
We did. And we'll have to go back for Halloween, so.
Yes, I'm already working on the costume.
I've been thinking about, okay, what am I going to wear that's not me trying to be a Gatsby guy again, so.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So good. Well, I'm happy we had a chance to go, and thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts on this as well.
Of course. You guys have fun.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye, neighbor. Ciao.
That's Staten Island accent. I think I don't know if that was Lisa trying to call in as well. If you want to call in, I can only do one call at a time. I think I can only do one call at a time. Keith Groshans, always good to see you, brother. I'm looking forward to seeing you next month at Momentum. By the way, I think we are now down to 4 seats left, and I'll talk a little bit about Momentum when we're done here, as well as a few other. Hey, with Lisa, I put the number up again, so I'm going to assume this is you. WALT, how can I help you?
Hey, it's Lisa.
Hello, Mr. No Glassler. How are you?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm awesome. I'm happy reminiscing about our evening at the Gatsby evening.
Yeah, so I didn't know you were taking calls early, so I was putting Tyson to bed, and then when I popped in, you were on with Maria. So I don't know everything you guys covered. So
we
if I
covered
duplicate,
it all.
I'm sorry. but no, it was so much fun.
So wait, I want to ask you, because I don't even think I asked you this. How early on did you decide when you saw this announced that you wanted to go? Like, oh yeah, this is definitely like I need to go.
We booked it really early on.
Okay.
Just totally spur of the moment, like seemed like it'd be a good date night. I had kind of regretted not doing, back when they initially opened their doors for New Year's, it had seemed a little nuts that they were opening that way. But then when I saw what that event had looked like in all the pictures, I wanted to get in and kind of see the Edison in full swing, no pun intended. Yeah, so we bought the tickets really, really early on for Labor Day weekend, and we have obviously little kids, so we have to plan ahead a little bit more for stuff like this. But no, we got in early on, and we were so happy when you guys decided to join at the last minute.
Yeah, literally last minute. Like I think at 3:45, I'm like, I'm going to see if I can go get to the event, and I would have regretted it had I not.
Yeah, to say the least, I mean, you guys being there made the night so much more fun. So yeah, but it's funny. I heard Maria saying too, and I kind of was a club girl in New York back in the day, and that's kind of what I measure things up against with a night like that.
We had a lot of conversations we talked a lot about Limelight and the Palladium and Webster Hall, and if you're from the Northeast of New York,
we did. That's right.
you know what those locations are.
But I remember grabbing Maria on the dance floor and just being like, this feels like New York. I mean, in its own way, but I mean, this is my, this set the standard for me for after hours, adults only entertainment in this area. I mean, it was a level of just kickback fun, just well done theming and everything else. And everybody was just dressed to the nines. I mean, and going in, I kind of said to Brad, I want to dress up with a 20s spin. I don't want to go in costume. Right. And I feel like everybody did that.
Right.
And it just kind
it
of
wasn't
it
wasn't like a costume party.
Yeah, it felt like a black tie event in the 20s.
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things was that going in, I didn't quite know what to expect. What they were going to do with the music, and there was a lot of just full-on throwback 1920s music. But then there were all these songs, modern songs, that they would play, and it would take 30 seconds to figure out what it was. I remember at one point being oh my God, it's Call Me Maybe. But it was done, I mean, it was almost like listening to Postmodern Jukebox play new stuff. It was a 20s spin
that
on,
band, the Pearls, was phenomenal. And I'm not usually a band guy, especially a house band, but they were, and I'm not just saying it, they were amazing.
No, they were so good, and just figuring out what the songs were, and having it was pop music that I could sing along with and have fun to, but it was still 20s, 20s style music. It was
what I think they did,
so well done,
which I assume was very deliberate, was the night sort of amped up in terms of the entertainment.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about some of the other things going on, but in terms of the band and the DJ, they started with that very period music and almost sort of worked their way up to 70s and 80s, getting people on the dance floor, bringing in some of those interesting, remix type things. And then as the night went on, the energy level sort of amped up even more. The music got a little bit more modern as the crowd started to thin out. Really, we were one of the last, 10, 15 people that were there. But it was a wonderful spectrum of music. And I think the way they blended the DJ with the live band and the aerialists, and it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, and when the DJ was playing too was incredible. I mean, at one point he was playing this mix that just blew my mind. It was everything from "Let Me Clear My Throat" to
hello,
and Michael Jackson, and it was every 30 seconds it would spin to something else, and it was that much better. Yeah, so it was good. And did you and Maria talk? I assume you talked food.
I did. We didn't really talk a lot about it because I know Maria didn't have a lot. The one thing I did say was not just how delicious it was, but I was really very pleasantly surprised at how plentiful it was, because usually when you do like a ticketed event like this, the abundance of food is not necessarily usually there, and I don't think that was the case here at all.
And I didn't expect, I mean, they certainly didn't advertise it as a food-heavy event at all. I kind of went in thinking that I should have eaten dinner beforehand, and like maybe there would be, and there would be like a single drink, and I didn't know what, if anything else, there would be for food and drink. And we ended up not eating dinner really beforehand because, like you, we had some, wardrobe last-minute stuff that we were running around trying to do. But no, we went and like...
There were literally wardrobe malfunctions happening as we were walking to the Edison. I was dressing your husband in Disney Springs.
Yeah, and you were choosing a shirt at But yeah, no, so we managed to pull it all together, and, it didn't all stay put, but it stayed put for the pictures, and that was all that mattered. But no, like they were doing, so you came in and there was, I know you posted the picture of it, the woman with the champagne skirt, and they were handing out champagne to everyone. And for drinks, I think the rest of the night was all paid, but that was all fine and good. But the apps, they had like the Oysters Rockefeller and
I forgot about those. Were so good.
Oh, they were so good. Like big oysters with the spinach, and they were so good. And the caprese salad with the fresh mozzarella and tomatoes, and then it was like a prosciutto wrapped around asparagus, right?
Right.
And like, try to think what else. Oh, those crab stuffed mushrooms.
Oh,
were awesome.
I forgot about the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And the shrimp on the skewers, the fresh shrimp.
Yes, the shrimp on a skewer. It was a lot of food. Like,
and they brought it out all night long, too. That was the thing that impressed me. Like, even late night, they were like, there was almost too much of it. There was so much. We're like, how often do you hear me say that I'm full?
Yeah, well, you were also smart enough to get the table right next to the kitchen, so we were getting everything on the first pass.
My mama didn't raise no fool. I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, but no, the food was awesome, and they also did have, if you wanted to, and I think we actually did, surprise, surprise, order food from the menu.
Yeah.
So we certainly didn't need to.
There was,
what? You can't go to the Edison and not have the bacon. So.
I don't know something you just said made me think about this. One of the things they had, too, as I was walking around that I noticed, because it was when I showed the video, there was your husband and my wife sitting at the table looking like they were smoking cigarettes, and they weren't.
Yes!
They had an old-time cigarette girl walking around with candy cigarettes and candy cigars. And I'm like, yeah,
like the old-school candy cigarettes.
Awesome. I haven't had an old-school candy cigarette since I was 48. But it was just such a neat little touch, and I loved it.
And the way that, and rock candy. They have the rock candy they're passing out.
They were handing out rock candy, too? That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and it was also, I assume the event was partially sponsored by Johnny Walker, so there were Johnny Walker ladies walking around with samples of Johnny Walker Black, and they were giving out T-shirts, and I showed the
they were giving out, those T-shirts were actually really nice.
They're really
Johnny
nice.
Walker T-shirts.
I was going to give it away, but I changed my mind. I'm going to give away, spoiler alert, I'm going to give away this cool little metal flask instead.
The flask.
Yeah.
Yeah, those flasks were a nice touch. At the end of the night, everybody got those flasks.
Yeah.
And the Johnny Walker handouts, they were giving out like the straight Johnny Walker and the Johnny Walker with Coke.
Yeah, Johnny Walker Black and Coke, yeah.
Yeah, the black. Yeah, like I'm so impressed. Like they had the aerial dancers, like the woman who came down in that cube and did the dance to Abracadabra. Was awesome. And I heard Maria mention the woman who came down on the swing for the champagne toast and gave out champagne to everyone. Just like from beginning to end, just like such a well done night. And it even felt special, like when you were walking in. I mean, not only is it, unusual to be walking from the Orange Garage to the Edison in full swing, black tie 20s gear. So I think we got some looks, during that walk. But it just, like, the way that they did the entrance felt really special. Like, they were smart because it was drawing a lot of attention. Like, people were just sort of crowded around to see what in the world was going on. But they had the woman and the man in full dress on stilts, standing on either side of the steps going in, and they had a red carpet with pictures, and really well done.
Yeah.
Just beginning to end, really,
and
really well done.
And I was saying before, I think there was just such a... there was such a great energy in the room. Like, we saw people just having such a good time, taking pictures and walking down the stairs and finding other people who were dressed. And how do I say it? I think everybody appreciated how everybody was in costume. And I don't want to even call it costume, but everybody was dressed appropriately for the event. And I love that. Like, there was nobody in flip-flops and jeans and stuff like that. Like, everybody looked as though, and that's why I said earlier, I felt like I was stepping into a movie.
And I think that was the smart thing about the ticketing. Like, the pricing wasn't so outrageous that you couldn't decide to go at the last minute, but at the same time, like, it was a high enough, price ticket item that people weren't just going to be wandering in without much forethought. So I think the people that had made the decision to go were sort of all in.
Right, and I think
there was like a camaraderie because of there's so many women I just met in the bathroom, like adjusting their bob wigs and their and it was just fun, like chatting with everybody about their outfits and complimenting one another.
And it wasn't oversold either. It was not overly crowded. Sometimes you go to these things and it's wall-to-wall people and you can't find a table and you're standing there like off in a corner trying to get – it wasn't oversold at all. But I will say, I think based on the popularity and the response to this event, I think future events that in talking with them I alluded to coming up, especially something like a Halloween, a Christmas party, a Valentine's Day dance, a masquerade ball, whatever they're going to do going forward, I think these events are going to sell out very, very, very quickly going forward. And I will not wait till the last day next time because there won't be any tickets left.
Oh, I mean, I'm all in. It's the day they go on sale. Like, and it's going to be like a Run Disney race. You're going to be like logged in, like right. Refreshing for the page to come up.
People are going to be taking days off.
But like, it was the most perfect Disney adult event. Like, it wasn't stupid, it wasn't like, the villain thing where it's like $500 to go after hours. It was just a nice night for adults to like dress to the nines and just have a really amazing time.
And we didn't know what time the event, like we kept on waiting for them to kick us out. Like, oh, it's 11 o'clock. It must be over. It's midnight. I guess this is the end. They're like, no, we're here till 2. And we left, 1:15, 1:30, whatever it was, by the time we walked out. So, between the entertainment and the experience and the food, super, super great value.
And like you said, they didn't oversell it at all. I really hope it stays like that. I hope they're smart enough to keep it like that because it didn't. It was certainly full, but it didn't feel crowded at all. Like the dance floor was comfortable. There was plenty of food going around without people snatching it up, and it was just like it was spacious. And that was another thing that felt really good to me about being. It's rare to be at a quote unquote Disney event. I mean, Disney is patina, but at a Disney property event that wasn't shoulder to shoulder.
Right.
So that was really nice.
Yeah. So I loved it. Again, it's a unique event at a unique venue. There's not really anything else like that around here. Certainly not in Disney Springs. So I think the Edison has definitely found a very cool niche in terms of it. And I just look forward to going back to I haven't been to the Edison at night for dinner, and certainly not late night. And I know one of the things Disney Springs is really trying to promote are the late night opportunities. Now all of a sudden I'm like, hey, I kind of dig this. Like, I can get a little caffeinated and stay up a little bit later than normal. So
and if you're out that late, it's good. Because I remember when we were walking out the door, we were deciding whether to drive together, and you were like, well, we're not sure how late we're going to stay. And Brad and I were like, well, I guess we could Uber home if you guys bailed early. But I mean, you were there,
We were there.
I didn't hear you mention wanting to leave at any point before we left at 1-something in the morning. So,
and I think to that point, I think it's something that you get a small group of friends to go. It makes it even better. But you certainly can go as a couple, or even a couple of girlfriends or whatever wanted to go and have a great time.
Yeah, totally. I saw groups of women there together, and I mean, you could totally go as a couple, but.
Yes,
great.
I saw that one group of women. I think they walked up and down the stairs to get that perfect Instagram picture about 113 times. Like,
gotta do it.
So good. Well,
I did not get the stair shot, but anyway.
I know.
Good talking.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for not only joining us on Sunday night, but for calling in and sharing your thoughts. Because I wanted people to understand that the way I felt about this event was not specific to me. We sort of were, the whole time we were there, we were kind of looking at you like, this is really a lot of fun. Like, we did not expect this. There was a lot of impressive wow moments. So I did.
Yeah, I hate to let the cat out of the bag to everybody about it, but
that's right.
Yeah.
So
it was fantastic.
Awesome. Well,
All
I
right,
will see you there. I will definitely see you at the Edison for the next event.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
Have a
I'll
good
talk to you
night.
soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And oh, by the way, that's the same Maria and the same Lisa that is on this week's show about moving to Disney, part uno. So that's a lot of Lisa and Maria in a very short amount of time. But it's awesome. It was a great event. So really did enjoy it. So I will give this away. I'm going to give this away tonight. I haven't quite figured out how. Yes, I do. That's a lie. I think I do. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot that I left this on. Sure. I'll take one more call. Hey, it's Lou. You're on the air.
Hello, Lou Mongello. It's Darlene Nagy from West Seneca, New York.
Darlene Nagy, didn't you see the show about moving to Orlando? You're supposed to be moving to Disney. You should be packing right now instead of calling in.
Well, trust me, I have started packing some stuff. So,
Good.
and I am purging, like the Caggianos and Deanna is suggesting, and you suggested to me. So
Don't do it. Don't do as I did.
Oh gosh,
Get rid of it
I know.
all.
I told
Get rid of
Keith
it all.
today. I said we really gotta decide. There's like a couple pieces of furniture that I want to bring with me, like the kitchen table and stuff, because we just bought that a couple years ago. But everything else, I'm willing to like part with.
You don't need it. It's just stuff. It's just stuff.
No, it is. It's just stuff. Even pictures, like photo albums.
Ditch 'em.
Keith bought me a scanner for my birthday. I scanned all the pictures last winter,
That's the way to do it. That is the
and
way
they're
to
all
do it.
backed up. Yep.
Good,
Yep.
good. Well, good. I can't wait till we're neighbors.
Oh my gosh, I know, right? It's going to be such a fun time, and I can't wait to watch the kids grow up and everything.
Yeah.
You know, that Edison, that's like my dad's era. So I grew up with all that music. I really hope they do that again, because I would love to attend something like that. And the price point, you're right, $75 was not bad at all.
Not at all. We absolutely got our beyond our money's worth for it.
Now, what time did it start at, like 7 and go until like
It
2
started
in the morning or something?
7 or 7:30. I think it started at 7. I think doors opened at 7:30 and it went until 2.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
No, I
That
mean, like I
is
said,
not
we were
bad
sort of
at all.
expecting it to be like 10, 11 o'clock. We're like, oh, is this the end? And it just kept on going, and the energy level just kept on getting higher. So it was a phenomenal event. Super, super happy.
Oh my gosh. And I put a question out there. I can't see my own stuff. It like disappears. But one question for you guys to like think about for the next live show or whatever that you do on this moving thing. Like the water in Florida. Do I need to have a water softener?
No.
For like just
No.
because our water is so hard, I needed a water softener.
You don't need. I don't have one. You have a water
Okay.
filter in your refrigerator. Like this is just it's straight out of the tap. So I have a water
Okay.
filter in our refrigerator. It's fine. But
Okay.
yeah, I had a water softener in New Jersey. I don't have one here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yep.
See, I knew you were the right person to ask that question. And let me see. I had one more question. Oh, and it left me. No, it left me. Okay. Well, I'll let you go and take another call. And, I joined the nation today.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what? As if I couldn't love you anymore. Thank you so very much for doing that.
I've been wanting to do it, and I just had to I was like, I got to do this today. And I told Keith, I said, I'm joining the nation.
Thank you. I really, really do appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. I love everything that you do. You know that. You've inspired me. You helped me. You're there for me when you don't even know you're there for me. So
The only problem I'm going to have is
I'm here for
I
you.
have to call you Darlene Nagy from Orlando, Florida, instead of West Seneca, New York.
I hope I can roll that off my tongue like I do the West
we'll
Seneca, New York. I'm going to have to practice that one. Well, you have a wonderful evening, and see you in 24 days.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you soon.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye.
Bye-bye. Awesome. Darlene Nagy from down the street, Florida. So, what else did I want to do? And yes, I am going to, let me ask you, maybe you guys don't want, does everybody want to win? Everybody want to win the Edison? It's metal too. Anybody want to win the Edison flask? It's empty. You'll have to fill it with whatever you like. Don't drink and drive. And if you need to, you don't have to be 21 to win it, but you have to be 21 to drink. So I will give that away. So Beatrice Dennis says, Nation member from the start. Yeah, I still remember the night that I announced the Nation. It's like 2.5 years ago, like in February, and was just overwhelmed with the response. So whether you are a new Nation member or a day one Nation member, I love you equally. So thank you very much. Couple other things I wanted to talk about very, very quickly, just because I wanted to get your thoughts and opinion on something, was the announcement I guess it was earlier this week, late last week, about a change to a dining experience that is coming to Walt Disney World, and that is the Storybook dining at Artist Point, which, according to Disney, and I quote, it's an immersive character dinner taking place amidst the rustic elegance and exceptional dining that Artist Point is known for. You'll enjoy a uniquely themed prefix menu, including shared starters, a choice of individual plated entrees, and sweet spells to finish the meal. Now, I will tell you, I think Artist Point is not just one of the best dining experiences in Walt Disney World. I think it's one of the most overlooked dining experiences. What this dinner is going to be like, so to answer, I know some people were asking, is this character meal going to be for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? It's only going to be a dinner where you sort of walk into, I think they're going to theme the room to be sort of this enchanted forest. You're going to be able to meet Snow White and Dopey and Grumpy, maybe a couple of other dwarves here and there. There's also going to be music and activities in the dining room. So I'm thinking not like Chef Mickey's or Hoop-Dee-Doo, but there will be some type of, maybe sort of like Ohana style activities. And then you'll also have an encounter with the Evil Queen, I would assume probably close to the end of the night to sort of wrap things up. I'm seeing people saying that they have mixed themes in terms of the change. This is supposed to begin this winter, so I'm assuming probably, well, winter lasts like 2 weeks in Florida, but I'm assuming probably end of November is when we can expect to see this, and I'm really curious to see or hear what your thoughts are, because I know for some people, Artist Point is that elegant, rustic restaurant. Oftentimes it's not very difficult to get into, because I think it sometimes is for some off the beaten path. I think for other people, they love the idea of having a character meal at one of the resorts that they enjoy so much, because now they can take their kids there, where really it wasn't necessarily not that it's not a kid friendly restaurant, but I think it's more geared for adults of fine dining. I like the woodland vibe; it works well with this. The Queen is my spirit animal. Hoping it shows up by December. Marla Chan, I can't wait to see you soon. Let me see. Let me scroll back. Deserves a character meal. I can't wait to go. Snow White needs her own character meal. Great location. And it's our home DVC resort, so hashtag winning. It feels a little forced. Show Bonnie how to join the Nation. Just go to WDWRadio.com, and it'll give you all the deets that you need right there. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I can play attorney and argue either way. I love first of all, I think the food I haven't done Artist Point yet either. Well, I might not bother doing it now. I'll do a live. I'm going to pick a Nation member to do a live dining review with me and maybe some kids when the Snow White fairy tale storybook dining experience happens. On one hand, I can justify having that type of experience there. On the other hand, you could also say, Artist Point is that sort of elegant restaurant that doesn't need that. I think it's nice to have, especially for families, another character option, that's especially one that's not in the park. Hi. Can I help you? Do you want to come in and say hi? So I'm going to ask, you know what? I'm going to bring in a special guest.
You know, a special guest is going to bring herself in.
What's up, special guest?
What up?
Why would you do that?
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I feel really bad.
So, have you ever been to Artist Point at Wilderness Lodge? The sit-down restaurant?
Maybe.
I don't think so. I don't mean the Whispering Canyon. I mean the fancy restaurant. So they're bringing in a Snow White and Evil Queen dinner in there.
Wow.
What?
Oh,
So
are the characters?
the characters are going to be there too.
Are the dwarfs going to be there?
The dwarfs. So Snow White and a few of the dwarfs will be there. Shorty will be there, and Dope. What? How come you could throw up your fake like high school gang signs, and I could say that you don't even know what that means? Straight out of Orlando. So do you enjoy character? Come close to the microphone when you answer. Do you like character meals, and if so, which is your favorite?
I love character meals because they're fun. When I have a mouthful of food, it's not as fun because they're like, hey. But then, I don't know what my favorite is. Does it have to be in Walt Disney World? Can it be in Disneyland?
Go ahead. Well, tell me which one you like in Disneyland and why.
I like two in Disneyland. I don't like the reasons why. It might just because of like the memories. It might be because of like the memories that I have there. But I love Goofy's Kitchen.
I do too.
In Disneyland because they have like the really like wacky breakfast food, and they have
the peanut butter and jelly pizza.
That's really good. And they have like they have all like the main characters. And then
why am I still wearing these?
What is it? California Adventure? Is that
right.
what it's called? There's one with like a big tree. I forget what the restaurant's called. There's like a big tree in the middle.
Storyteller's Cafe?
That's fun. Because they have some different ones there, like different characters. They have like the bear. Sorry. I feel so bad.
Coda?
That one.
Whose kid are you? What have you done with my daughter?
I'm sorry. Sorry, Ron Cohey. I hadn't seen that movie that much. But then from here, I like... Okay. What's the one in the Magic Kingdom called? With Winnie the Pooh.
Crystal Palace? Hold on a second.
There's a cat.
Here's a couple of things. Here's a couple ways to save money at Disney. Here's a trivia book. Why don't you go and study?
No, you want this one. I'm on it.
Oh my God! Look at how cute you were back then.
I'm doing the same thing. But, have they met Jasmine? This is Jasmine.
I'm surprised you remember her name.
Gotta stop, promoting my cat. Anyway, just wanted to say hi. I haven't been on a show in a long time.
You haven't?
So I said hi.
Yeah, I dig your shirt, by the way.
Thanks. Okay.
If I could take you to only one restaurant in Walt Disney World for dinner, where would you go? I should have known that. So, bye, kitten. If you want. There you go. Bye. Peace out. Excuse me. Sorry. They get way too old, way too fast. So, what else was I going to do? Before I forget, so I did see somebody post something before about Momentum, and it asked if there are still a few tickets available. I think we're down to 4, maybe 5. We did announce the speakers this week. Beyond Dan Cockrell and Ashley Eckstein, there are, let's see, whoops, there you go. There are a number of phenomenal speakers and, my computer's running super slow. Past attendees. We're going to talk about everything from content creation, video content. We're going to do something new this year called Pechakucha, which are some small, very heavily focused sessions in here. Podcasting, the real world, real life, sort of not so sexy struggles of entrepreneurship, the money mindset, and how to turn this thing that you loved into something that actually generates income, and feeling okay about it. We're going to do some practical, tactical tools to market and promote yourself. There's going to be a lot of workshop sessions. And then there's going to be some other dude talking about 10-ish or so lessons that he has learned in the past 10 years of being an entrepreneur. So if you're at all interested, if you have any questions, let me know. Just go to LouMongello.com and click on the Momentum link there. I did see, I think it was Lisa said, yes, if you have not booked your hotel room at the Wyndham, which is like the closest hotel literally to Disney Springs, we'll be going there one night and then Food and Wine another night. So there's that. Book it now because I believe the room block closes this week. So if you are thinking about it, absolutely go do it. Joseph Jones at Food and Wine thought you would be live here tonight. I thought about it, didn't get a chance to do it. Life, etc., gets in the way. Plus, I'm sore and sleepy for some reason today, too. So, Liz Driscoll, I have not seen you in ages. It has been way, way too long. It is always nice to see you when it's not 2 o'clock in the morning and we're going to a race somewhere. So, let's see. Can you buy those books you just showed? So, as a matter of fact, these 2 books are currently out of print. So you can find them on Amazon. You occasionally can find them on eBay. I have a very, very small inventory left that I do use oftentimes for either contest prizes or Make-A-Wish and stuff like that. This one is still available. Oy vey, they let anybody do. This one is still available on Amazon in print and in Kindle form. You are freakishly tall, so you probably want to go get a chair, or you're going to be kneeling, or you're going to be sitting on my lap, one of the two. And I prefer it not be the last one because it's just creepy and weird. There is my daughter and my son both have chairs. They let. I feel like you should. I feel like I should bless you. It's Frank Affleck.
It is. How's it going, everybody?
Long time no see, man.
Yeah, buddy. It's been a while.
It has been a while. You're world traveling.
Always.
He goes to China a lot. I don't want to ask why you go to China a lot, but it's not to go to. You haven't been to Shanghai yet, have you?
Only Hong Kong.
Dude, you're like right there.
I know.
China's not a very big place.
No, it's
like wherever you are, Shanghai's got to be like 15 minutes away.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
But you've been to Hong Kong.
I have been to Hong Kong Disney.
All right.
Many times.
Best thing that you've ridden and eaten in Hong Kong Disneyland.
Ooh, it's been a while.
Liz told me to punch you, by the way.
Oh, okay. Hi, Liz. Hey, Liz, how's it going? Let's see. Best thing I ate were some bao buns that they had.
Oh, my God. I love me some bao buns.
They were really, really good there. And that Mystic Manor wasn't open the last time I was there.
What?
So that I need to go back to ride that. That's one I'm looking forward to riding. So everything else is pretty similar. The Grizzly ride was the roller coaster one.
Right, their version of Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that.
I will tell you that before I rode Pirates in Shanghai, Mystic Manor was the best attraction anywhere.
Yeah.
It's that good.
That's what you were saying last time you talked about it. So I definitely want to get back out there and try that.
Still one of the coolest. I don't normally like buy souvenirs and stuff. This is still one of the coolest things I've ever brought home. This thing in Disney World would be like $150. It was like $30 in China.
Nice.
I was making sure this came home with me.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Cool music, cool story, cool characters, completely different ride system than what we have here. Yeah, I loved it. So now you got to go back.
Yeah.
Next thing you go to Hong Kong.
Well, I'll be back in Hong Kong, that's for sure. So I'm definitely going to get there. But I do want to go to Shanghai one of these trips, build in a day or two and go. And Tokyo. I want to do that too.
You're going to need more time in both of those parks than just a day or an hour. Becky, I thought about the Avengers walkthrough, but it was so temporary and it's not coming. I still think that's something that they're planning for California, but I've said too much already. So, Bonnie you couldn't find the Nation on the app. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have to just go to www.radionation.com or www.radio.com/support. So, So you're just here. I'm not used to seeing you here not for a race.
That's true. I'm here for work.
Why are you?
I'm down for work.
And by work, do you mean Food and Wine Festival?
Yes. I'm going to be working very hard tomorrow at shoving food down my throat.
Have you looked at the menus? Like, is there something that you've got on your radar that you're looking to?
I'm actually going in blind, to be completely honest. I didn't look. Sometimes I like discovering things there. There you go.
Let me help you.
Okay.
Let me just sort of set the stage for you a little bit. I'm gonna talk slowly, and I'm gonna talk because I haven't even gone through this yet. So I too am going in relatively blind. Although there were a few things. So, what do you think if I said a New Brunswick slider at Hops and Barley, the braised beef stroganoff at the cheese? There's a cheese studio. You had me at cheese studio. What have I had here that's really good? Let me see. Light Lab you'll like Light Lab because it's all cocktails.
What are you trying to say?
I don't judge. I just call them as I see them, man. Active Eats has loaded mac and cheese with pepper bacon, cheddar cheese, peppers, and green onions.
Stop there. Let's go.
Those energy bar bites. Oh, that's what I did in those videos. Those are actually really good.
Yeah. And it's healthy because it's an energy bar.
Well, it is. It's chocolate, nuts, dried fruit, and dates.
Perfect.
Bad dates. There's a chocolate studio. Wait, I'll tell you. There's a couple of things that I really wanted to try. I'm trying to get to creamy spinach and artichoke dip. Banana almond soft serve sundae, which normally I'm not a sweet guy.
I am. That's my alley.
Whatever. Wait a minute. Wait. Shh. Listen. Beef brisket poutine and sweet potato poutine and pineapple soft serve ice cream at the refreshment port. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Red hot spicy Thai curry beef. Bring it on. Hawaii has Kahlua pork sliders, tuna tataki, teriyaki glazed spam, and a passion fruit cheesecake. I'm trying to get to Japan. You're so far away. It's like Animal Kingdom Lodge. There it is. Teriyaki chicken bun, beef nigiri, and a spicy tuna and salmon roll with volcano sauce. Done.
I'm pretty sure Epcot's still open.
It's 20. Dude, I actually looked like, wait a minute. Sanaa's open, though.
Sanaa is open, and there is bread service.
One of these nights, I'm really going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start the show at 7:30, and at like 8 o'clock, I'm going to go Sanaa run. Anybody that wants to meet us there, I'll buy bread service. I'm not saying that tonight, so get back in your house, get out of your car. But I will do that one night. But I can't do it at 9:30 because I need to put on my pajamas. Disney should have a contest like Toys R Us used to do. You get 3 minutes to run through Food and Wine and grab as much as you can, which sounds awesome, but the lines are always longer than 3 minutes. So I could offer that, and you can only get one item. Please make Frank eat sushi. Yeah, you don't do the sushi, do you?
I don't usually do the raw stuff.
What's wrong with you, man?
I eat some of it.
How are you even here? Why are you even in my room? But yeah, so I'm going to, I think tomorrow I'm going to hit my Food and Wine. For the first day, I have not been there as yet this year other than a little media sneak peek. So I'm going to go there tomorrow, and then I think I'm going to go back again on Saturday and brave the crowds. I do have a few things that I need to hit, and then obviously I need to do a review for the show. Maybe my days of doing the full-blown walkabouts are probably over because you can only go up so many pant sizes. But maybe like 10 things you need to eat while you're at Food and Wine. I mean, I'll try them all, but then I'll narrow it down to 10 that I need to eat.
It sounds like you're going to need help trying things.
Probably.
Yeah.
Still probably will. Yeah. So
we can work on that.
I'm sure. It's always hard to find people that want to share food.
Yeah.
You know, I try to get people that I cannot get a soul to come to the boathouse. Nobody wants to go to the boathouse with me.
No. Well, you don't share. So. Last time you slapped my hand when I touched the show.
Although I take that back. Actually, we're going to do a walkabout over the e-ticket weekend. So I'm not sure how much we're actually going to get to eat, but in theory, part of the e-ticket weekend on, I think, Saturday. No, that's a lie. On Sunday, we're going to do a walkabout at Food and Wine for e-ticket weekend. So, and then we'll do it again over Momentum weekend, and then we'll do it again. I mean, clearly, I'll be back more often than not. So,
Well, hopefully it should be relatively light this week. I went to the park earlier today, and there wasn't a lot of people at studios. It was pretty empty.
There's always a lot of people at the parks, like, all the time. So, see, look, I want to go to the boathouse. I share well. I share the menu so you can order your own. Beatrice had dinner at the boathouse last weekend. Did you tell him Lou sent you? And did it blow your little mind away? I'll take one for the team and go to the boat. John Delancey, he is such a giving soul. Which, by the way, you need to go to, you two, write this down.
Okay.
Go to Delancey, DELANCEY.io. John just launched a new podcast called The Story Driven Business, but he brings a lot of Disney parks and Disney history and lessons we can learn from Walt into his podcast. It's a great listen, whether you have your own business or are starting your own business or even are just, blogger, content creator. Really, really good stuff. And he's a nice guy. And he's willing to go to the boathouse. So he's got a lot of good... He's got a lot of people. Every time you lie, Jesus Christ, Luz doesn't share. I'm a sharer. As long as everybody else shares, I'm willing to share. But that's why I bring friends with me, so I can sample from all of their plates. So, such a shame. Nobody wants to eat with Lou. Exactly. Dave Coviello wants to know if I'm going to do 20 questions, because I think Dave Coviello wants me to give away this. It's a flask.
Nice.
From we were just talking about the event that we did at the Edison. It's empty. It didn't actually come with anything, and it will come to you empty as well. So
it's pretty cool.
Who was our friend on the right? I don't know. He just showed up here. It's Frank Hart, also known as Plaid Affleck.
That's right. From back in the day.
From way back in the day. So we play a game sometimes. Oh, look, it covered your face. We play a game sometimes where they get 20-ish questions to try, and the first one that gets it right wins, said Edison. So I need to think of something that it can be a character, it could be a current attraction, a former attraction, a menu item, a restaurant, a dining location, or a snack stand. Okay. So it could be any of those things in between the chiclets and the Juji Fruits. What movie? It's The Jerk. I only quote like 5 different movies, so Steve Martin is a comedic genius, who also worked at Disneyland, by the way.
Pictures at the magic shop.
Keith Grosjean says, nice logo. Yes, this logo is courtesy of Keith Grosjean's. And Keith, you can link up in the comments, because I can't do it from here, where they can find you and all the logo-y stuff that you do. I'm stalling. This is me just stalling for time. Trying to think of... Don't look. Well, not that you can win. Yeah? All right. So, if you've never played before, this is the way the game goes. You have, I don't know why I say 20 questions, because I always take more. I am going to, and you'll watch me, because you see this goes by pretty quickly. I don't see everything. The first person to guess it right, you can ask yes or no questions. This could be any of those things above. It could be current. It could be extinct. It could be, but everything, it's in or was in Walt Disney World, right? I will take the first correct answer that I see, and again, you are playing for the medal. It's medal.
It is. It's actually really
It's really nice, isn't it? I'm going to sell the Edison flask. I take that back. So, the Meltery. That's the name of the restaurant I'm going to open someday. All right, so that's the way the game is played. The game starts now. Go. 20 yes or no questions. Will it hold Matt, Shane, this will hold anything that you want to put in it. So, Stan Solo, is it the Edison? No, it's not. It does make julienne fries as well. It's a floor polish and a dessert topping. What's that from? Jesus.
God. It's late. I've had a long day.
It's from like Saturday Night Live from like 1977.
Okay.
Is it, let's see, is it the Adventurers Club? No. Will it hold mimosas? Yes. Look at this one. Sometimes I see different questions on different sides. Is it in the Magic Kingdom? No. Is it the Gatsby? No, Darlene Nagy from Orlando, Florida. But it's a good guess. Is it in a park? No. Is it food? No. Amber Bramble. Is it food? Everybody's going to ask the same questions. Is it food? Yep. Is it Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? No, it's not. Is it the Adventurers Club? No, it's not. Is it food related? No. Is it Epcot? No. Jerry Johnson, good to see you from Buena Vista University. Shimmer, I don't know what that means. Is it the eating place? It is not the eating place. No, you cannot eat it. Is it the Boathouse? I'm surprised nobody doesn't guess that first. It's not Boathouse. It's not Artist Point. Although, really good guess playing to the topics covered this evening. Is it Trader Sam's? Is it the Beach Club? Is it Artist Point? Is it an attraction? No, it's not. Is it in a resort? No, it's not. Stephanie Perry Bullock. We need donuts not at 3 o'clock in the morning, by the way, some days. Is it extinct? That's the right question, Dave Coviello. Yes, it is extinct. Is it... Well... It is extinct. Is it in Disney Springs? Yes-ish. Maybe it was in what was Disney Springs. Is it a water park? No, it's not. Is it Snow White? No, it's not. Is it Hey Lou? No, it's not. That's 20 questions, but who cares? Just keep going. Why do I do this? Why am I even bothering? Is it the Jungle Cruise? No. Is it Chicken Guy? Oh, Chicken Guy's really good.
I tried it today.
Did you try it? What did you? All right, no joke. What did you think about it?
I thought it was really good. And I had a lot of difficulty choosing only 2 sauces.
Well, that's your problem. You don't have to. Like for like 35 cents, they give you another sauce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can get as much. And then there's like the sauce guy.
To.
Dude, come on, man.
See, that's why I gotta go with you.
Great value, though, right?
Yeah.
Like super cheap.
It was good.
Yeah, I was really surprised. It's not Splash Mountain. It is extinct. It's not in a hotel. It was in Disney Springs. It is not Disney Springs, but it was in Disney Springs. Is it from a movie? No. It's not. It's extinct. It's not the ice cream parlor. It's not a water park. It's not Fulton's. It's not Dave Coviello. You got it right. There it is. He's the first person. Yes, Dave Coviello. Wait, haven't you won before? If you won before, that's not fair. But it doesn't matter because I didn't put that out there. It is Mannequin's Dance Palace. That is where I used to go. What current location was the former home of Mannequins?
Current location?
Current location used to be the home of Mannequins.
Mannequins is... It's not the Ganachery? No. It's not that area. Mannequins was down closer to the entrance, wasn't it?
Dude, I'm not helping you. This is 20 questions, not 20 hints.
I'm trying to remember where it was. Because you went in, and then you went up the hill, and that was A-Tracks. There was something, and then BT.
So remember that where part of Disney Springs is now was a parking lot.
Yeah.
So when you stand in front of this location and look out towards the rest of Disney Springs, you would have been looking at a parking lot.
I can't think of where it would be. It's not like where the Sanook store is and stuff, isn't it? Is that where 8-Tracks was?
Correct.
Okay.
Right. So if you're walking from the Edison sort of down towards the boathouse and you sort of hear the angels singing, and then if you hook a right by Raglan Road, that's where the old the DJ used to be up top.
Right.
The stage was to your left. What was Raglan Road?
There was the Blues Club there, right?
Jazz Company, Pleasure Island Jazz Company. What's right across from there?
Was that Mannequins?
That was Mannequins. That was Morimoto.
By the front entrance.
Right, and then there was the parking lot. Right, so where the water is now, that used to be the parking lot out there, and where the entrance to the Forbidden Lounge is, the side entrance, that's where the elevator was, because you had to take an elevator to get in to go up to the second floor, and then I'd be up there. Wicka, wicka, wop. I mean, I'd be standing alone in a corner, sad and lonely, but theoretically, I was there to get on the rotating dance floor and hopefully meet a girl, which I did not.
We always went to Beach Club.
I did. You know what? I did not fare well anywhere. It didn't matter where I went. Girls did not like me. How I ever got a wife, I have no idea. So, I mean, I have plenty of an idea. I mean, clearly Deanna was quite intoxicated when she met me, but that's neither here nor there. Dave Coviello, you are the wiener, so you need to send me your address, and I will send you your Edison flask. Don't drink and drive. There you go. What was where STK is now? So let me think. So if you were coming up over the bridge, that was the Comedy Warehouse.
Yeah.
That was Comedy Warehouse, which I really liked a lot. Comedy Warehouse went to a lot. Mannequins, where Boathouse is, that's where it ended, and Fireworks Factory that was a really good barbecue joint, and then it became the cowboy restaurant. It was the Electric Cowboy. I don't remember what it was called. God, it just popped out of my head. And then it became Motion, which was also a dance club, but never did very well at all. So Chris Steele isn't here. Love Chris Steele. And of course, I only get to see these people during race weekend, so I see their names, I get excited, and I'm like, I remember what's associated with seeing them, which is getting up at 2:00 in the morning, 4 days in a row.
Sweaty eyes.
So, oh God, they're so wonderful. I only ever did Adventures Club once, which was so amazing. Adventures Club was where Edison is now, and if you go into, you can sort of get a sense of where the mask room was or where the library was. I was trying to show people when we were there the other night, but they were too busy, jamming out there on the dance floor. So, Becky Menken, Adventures Club, A Moment of Silence. I miss that place. I will tell you, still to this day, I think that was the first sort of big event that we did together, and it remains one of my favorites that we've ever done. I still remember Glenn Whale and I being forced to kneel down in front of the, oh God, what was her name? The goddess on the wall and recite something. It wasn't the Adventures Club pledge. We had to recite something. I'm sure somebody has it on video, and it's probably not very flattering to me, but we had a good. So Michelle Carr, the roller skating floor. It was the XFZR Rock and Roll Beach Club, and then it just changed to the Beach Club. Yeah, and then they took all that stuff out. Martin, you are having a. I'm sorry I did not chat with you this week, Martin, but have a good night, and I look forward to seeing you next month. We're down to a matter of weeks. It was the very first WDW Radio event. I love all the stuff that you have behind you, except for the blue thing. Oh, wait a minute. Can you grab that for me, please? Do you mean that? Yeah, that's probably. I think that's what he means. Football season starts literally in less than 24 hours. I am so excited. Saquon Barkley is the savior of this franchise. So, who's your team? The New York Football Giants. Of course they are, Frank Hart.
My loyalties are for sale because my team left me.
Well, listen, then you should go with the New York Football Giants. So, if you say Eagles or Cowboys, get out.
Just because Jimmy does that doesn't mean...
Babylonia. That's it. It was Babylonia. John Lang, good job, brother. It was Babylonia. Forgot about that. We have a video of that somewhere. I have to try and find that in the archives. So, I love the Adventures Club too. It was the locals killed the Adventures Club because the locals would go in there and they wouldn't drink. They didn't have any food. There was no merchandise to buy. They would just go there and hang out there for hours. And they had to pay. You got to pay equity actors and you got to pay staff and things like that and technical people. Oh, look, now all of a sudden Falcons rise up, go Vikings, go Bears. Come on now. Really. Anybody but the Eagles or Cowboys is fine by me. So, go Hawks, go Ravens. Whatever. Go Saints. I'm just happy football's back. That's all.
Me too.
So,
did you talk about the Entertainment Weekly cover today?
I did not. Where's my phone? Oh, it's right there. With Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? What do you think of? Well, I'll pull up the picture.
I thought it looked really good. I think the costume looks great. Brie Larson looks
slow down.
Looks good as the. She looks really good as the character. I think she's going to do a good job. She looks like the character come to life from the comics. To be honest, I mean she really does. And some of the scenes that they showed in that article, there's like 10 shots that they had from the film. Like there's Ronin.
Right.
And that was really cool to see that. And we already kind of know that it takes place in like the 80s, so it should be pretty neat.
I think what's cool too is I know one of the images that they showed was, and I'm drawing a blank, the guy from the original Guardians. Well, he was in the other one too, but when he's like, "I'm Star-Lord," man, he's like, "Who?" That dude is in there too, walking on the beach. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share this without sharing. I don't want to do that. Wait, I don't want to share everything on my screen. And my computer, of course, is running super slow because I'm doing like 50 different things at once. But let's see if I can do this here. I have way too many things going on my computer all at once here.
Well, you don't have the rainbow wheel of death yet, so that's good.
Let's see. Oops, there you go. So there's the cover. But if you go, if you just go to Entertainment Weekly, they have a short little video, and they've got. Now I can't get back. They've got a short little video, and they've got. Oh man, come on, computer. There we go. Some of the different images from the movie, and we have to wait till March.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she tweeted yesterday, Brie Larson, to Entertainment Weekly, and was like, "Hey, you guys want to break the internet tomorrow?"
And I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
It's a good time to be a Marvel fan because are you a PlayStation guy or an Xbox guy?
Oh.
Spider-Man comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, that looks good.
My son is telling me that some friends of his are going to pretend to be sick tomorrow so that they can play it. I'm like,
Was it Velocity? Is that the name of Spider-Man? Velocity, or the Velocity suit is what he's
it's
wearing.
yeah.
But I don't remember the name of the game. I think that's what it is.
The white thing is the white spider starting to grow on me, but you can get the original like that costume in there.
Nice.
So I'm digging that.
They made a live action costume of it too that they had at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah?
They wore it and it lit up. It's awesome.
Crazy. So all I need now is the time to play, and I'll be set. So, but all right. So it is almost 9:00. We have covered all of the important stuff, except we were just talking about. It just reminded me we were just talking about Asia and Japan, and the trip of a lifetime, which is what I need to call it because in my eyes, that's exactly what it is. We still have just a few spots for our Adventures by Disney to Japan. It's just over a year away, 11 days, 10 nights, with an optional couple of days in Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, and surprises that I just can't reveal to you yet. This is, I believe, still the only Japan ABD that is available for next year. So if you want in, go to www.radio.com/Japan19, and you can get your questions answered and a free, no obligation quote from our friends over at MEI Mouse and Travel. Blah 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 blah. But that is the trip that I am super looking forward to and cannot wait for it to be here. It's a research trip, obviously, of course. So, but maybe I have to go to Japan tomorrow to compare that versus what I'm going to see next year. So, all right. So just a couple of other last minute reminders. Again, thanks to everybody who has weighed in on the Moving to Disney show. Again, if you like it, please share it. That's the best way to spread the word and invite your friends to be part of our family and community here over at www.com/boxpeople. Join the group over on Facebook. Thanks to everybody who's part of the WDW Radio Nation. If you are not part and want to help keep the lights on, visit www.radionation.com. What else? Don't forget about where is it, Mongello? Do I have it? Maybe I don't have it. I was going to mention the meet of the month, and maybe I didn't put it in here. No, I guess I didn't. Well, the meet of the month is September 22nd on September 23rd. Wow, my computer's running really slow. That's a sign. There it is. Meet of the month. Sunday, September 23rd, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. That's another special day. There's something else going. Somebody's birthday is that day that's going to be there. I wonder who. I wonder what sort of royal person's birthday it might be. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out as we get there. But anyway, that is going to do it for the show. Thanks to everybody who joined us or who I saw at the Gatsby evening. Dude, that was a good time. That was a really good time. You've got to come to some of the future events there because that was awesome. Thanks to all of you who played. 20 questions. David, send me your address. I will get your prize package out to right away. I will probably be live from the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival of Fun and Food and Freaks. Frank's going tomorrow and or on Saturday. Frank Hart, anything to plug anywhere they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me and Jimmy at our podcast, The Dopey Dudes, and we're on Facebook at The Dopey Dudes on Facebook and online at dopeydudes.com.
And what will they find at The Dopey Dudes? What is it about? Sell it, man. Like, this is it. Go.
So we talk about Disney, obviously, and running because we're all part of the Disney running team. But a lot of it is just, when you go see a movie or you see something like the new Brie Larson poster and things like that, and the first thing you want to do is talk to your buddy about it and, kind of have a discussion about what you've seen and those kinds of things. That's what we do. We just kind of, instead of having those phone conversations that we used to have just between us, we decided to kind of record it and share it and bring some of our friends in and make a little community of what we're watching, what we've seen, and I think we mentioned Infinity War in every single episode. So it's definitely kind of nerd based, but and again Disney, but it's a lot of fun. So come take a look.
So if somebody just finds the show and they're like, what's the first one they should look to that's just gonna hook them in?
Ooh, probably our Infinity War review. That would be
which is every show.
It really is. It really is. But I think we did a good job on that. And then also one of our running recaps where we bring some of our friends on and talk about that and really get some insight not only to Disney running, but running outside of the Disney parks, other areas. So it's a little mixed bag, but it's fun and we enjoy it. So
I heard every part of that conversation except the words that revolved around running. So I don't know. It was like Charlie Brown's teacher. So thank you, Frank Hart, for joining me. Thank you for joining me tonight. Wednesday is my favorite night of the week just because of this, because I get to see you and chat with you. And I appreciate you. I love you. And I will see you tomorrow and or maybe Saturday live at the Food and Wine Festival. So with that, good night. See ya.